Hey guys, it's the Chad, and I'm here to play Mr. Wizard tonight. I'm going to show you how I go through and take my old 1969 to 72 Chevrolet radiator core support and try to slow down some of this rust that's happening. It's got a little bit of surface rust, and it's got some, weight reduction over here by the battery side. But I'm going to show you how to use this rust converter to slow it down, and then we'll go through and top coat it with some black paint. Make it look new again. One of the problem areas for these old radiator supports would be on the passenger side where the battery sat. Now, it's not uncommon over the 50+ years for these batteries to leak acid or have corrosion. Even if the bottom of the tray's rotted out, you can always go to Classic Parts or LMC Truck and buy these aftermarket that bolt right back on. But what you should look for is on the bottom right of the support itself. If there's big gaping holes or there's so much corrosion or rust that you can't mount it any longer, you need to find a better used one or just buy new. So let's take a quick look here at the radiator support. It's pretty dang good shape. I mean, a little bit of surface rust, and then it gets a little bit worse over here. A little bit of weight reduction, but still, this is, 95% like perfect for me. We'll go through and put some rust converter on, top coat it, and this thing will look like, new-ish. So I first start off with, looks like Yoo-hoo, but that wouldn't be right. But this is a little bit of rust converter. There's several different brands out there. I'll put a link in the description below for the ones that I use, but they're all pretty good. So yeah, this brush is too big for this. Perfect. So you just go on and just start painting it on. You don't have to really be careful with it. You're gonna top coat it anyway, but just trying to go through and put a liberal amount on. Take some of your streaks out so it's not too bad. Maybe if I just pour some on like that. Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's what I wanted. So just gonna go through and paint this over the entire surface, try to get it all in the nooks and crannies. That way we can stop the rust that's already began. So I've got the first coat of special herbs and spices on, or aka rust converter, but I'm gonna have to let it dry overnight. It is just hot. It's 8:30 at night and still 94 degrees here in Kansas. I don't know, maybe that's why cost of living's so cheap here. But we'll let it rejuvenate overnight and we'll check it out in the morning. So I've got a coat of the converter on, and if you remember, it went on kind of like Yoo-hoo chocolate milk, but as it dried overnight, it gives it this black finish. That just means all the conversion magic's happened and the rust will just stop. Now the next step's gonna be going through top coating it with a little psh, psh, psh. Now that the converter's all dry, I'm gonna go through and start with a rattle can of gloss black. That way when you pop the hood, it looks nice and shiny and you won't even tell this is 50+ years old. Or you will. Generally what I do is I go through and put one nice first coat on, not too thick. Let this dry, and then we'll come back and hit it with a second. If we need a third, we'll follow it up. But again, these rattle cans are fairly cheap. Oh yeah, you should probably wear a mask too. Well, at least if you don't want kids that turn out like me. So I know I could take this to a professional painter and have them make it look perfect, but really this is going under the hood. Who really cares? I've got a bunch of locusts, cicadas screaming in my ears, neighbor's dog barking, taking in some paint fumes. $6. Why wouldn't I do it myself? Oh yeah, make sure you wear a mask. Always forget that part. So I've got it all finished up and I think it turned out great. From 20 feet, you can't even tell this isn't brand new. Going used is always a good way to save you some money. You just need to make sure you find a good support that doesn't have too much rust. Then you need some converter or preventer, whatever that company wants to call it. and a couple cans of paint, and it can turn out just like this. Now, you can go buy new from LMC or Classic Trucks. That's a great way to do it if you're going for a full rebuild or restoring a vehicle. But if you're on a budget going used, this is a great option. Just take a closer look and you can see how nice this did turn out. If you're getting value from these videos, hit the like button. That allows me to go through and make more videos like this. And think about becoming a subscriber. So I've got my used core support all cleaned up and ready to go back into the truck. Now it's time for you guys to go find your own used piece. If you want to save yourself a bunch of money, if you have a couple evenings to spare, you can go through and turn a nice old used piece into something that looks like new again. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.